Thanksgiving week is traditionally a very busy travel week with a lot of folks either flying or driving to visit family or friends for the Thanksgiving holiday. And you know that weather would have an impact on that travel, whether it is by air or on the road. So we want to take a few minutes to kind of walk you through the week ahead because we are going to have some impactful weather events that are moving through. We actually have two rain systems impacting us here in the southeast. One of those overnight Monday into early on Tuesday, then another one coming in on Thanksgiving Day. Now, the rain for Thanksgiving Day is going to be mainly when people are already at their destinations, but it will have impacts on their plans for the day. So let me just show you these areas that we're watching here. On Tuesday morning, you'll notice that here in the Atlanta area, we have some rain that's going to be pushing through and out of here early in the day, and that stretches back to the Gulf Coast region. So if you know anybody going into those areas here early here on Tuesday morning, it is going to be wet from New Orleans down toward Mobile, up through Atlanta early before it all pushes out, and then stretching on up to the East Coast where we do have more rain that'll be moving into New York City early on Tuesday as well. And then as you go up into Canada and the northern Great Lakes, that's where you have some snow. Now, in New York, it's going to be 58, Raleigh 68. We're going to be in the 60s here. And as that rain moves out, we'll actually see sunshine here in the metro area later in the day here on Tuesday. So that's round one of that system. Out to the west, well, we've got another system that we're watching with some snow that'll move into parts of Colorado and on up to the north and west as well. Billings, high temperature here on Tuesday is going to be about 38 degrees, whereas Denver will be 51. Of course, it's in those higher elevations there in the Rockies where we're going to see that better coverage of snow. And over into parts of California, we've got some moisture coming in off the Pacific there that's going to be spreading some rain into central California and northern California. And as that moisture gets up into those higher elevations where those temperatures will be cooler, that's where we're going to have some rain. Nation's midsection here on Tuesday looking pretty quiet here with high pressure, 61 in Dallas, 39 though, cold temperatures in the Chicago area. So that's what we're going to be watching during the day here on Tuesday. As we see here again along the west coast, we're really going to have to watch another little atmospheric river developing there that's bringing in a lot of that moisture to the west coast. And again, as it hits those higher elevations, it turns into some snow. You can see here, as we mentioned in Colorado, and those higher elevations going up into Montana, we will see more of that snow that'll be moving on through. Now, as we go into Wednesday, that's the time frame when we here in the southeast are going to get a little bit of a break. And a big part of the eastern half of the country will see a break from that rain. So that system number one really is mainly overnight Monday into early on Tuesday, and then through the day on Wednesday, everything's going to be looking better there on the East Coast. And even behind that system, it's not like it's going to be a cold blast of cold air or anything moving in. New York's going to be about 50, Portland 46. We'll be back up to 65 degrees here on your Tuesday. In the nation's midsection, still pretty dry with that high pressure over Texas and Oklahoma. Kansas City's going to be cooler at 46 with some more clouds. We're still watching some of that moisture up to the north in Minneapolis as well as over into Denver, where you see a few of those snow showers in parts of Colorado. And on the west coast, it's going to be rather sunny in most areas there as we're seeing a little bit of a break of that moisture that's going to be coming in from the Pacific there. Then later on Wednesday, we're watching another system, though, that is developing just to the west of us here in Atlanta. And that's what's going to start generating another round of rain that'll move our way. So Wednesday night, if folks are going to be traveling through the areas just to the west of us, through parts of Mississippi, even down here close to the Panhandle, Mississippi, parts of Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, into parts of Illinois, Indiana. And again, some of that to the north can start mixing in with some sleet or freezing rain there as some of that changes over into snow. That's the round two of rain that'll be pushing in for Thanksgiving Day. So now let's progress on to Thursday on Thanksgiving Day. A big part of the eastern half of the country is going to be dealing with rain here from the southeast, and then as you head up to the north, then it changes over into areas of snow. So in Atlanta, we're not only watching for some rain that's going to be moving through our area, but also the potential for a couple of thunder showers moving through as well. At this point, we don't think we're going to be overly concerned about a severe weather threat here, but just don't be surprised if we have some rumbles of thunder and flashes of lightning. Down toward New Orleans into South Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, you can see 72 for a high in New Orleans. And then as you go up through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, on up into parts of West Virginia and Virginia, still some rain there, 65 for high in Raleigh. So we've got the warmer air here in the southeast with that warm sector. But into New York, 46, we're going to have rain there. Of course, we've got the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on Thanksgiving morning, and it may be a little wet there for the parade for the first part of the day. And then as you move more to the north, northern parts of Pennsylvania, the upstate of New York there, we have areas of snow. Also over toward the Great Lakes, some of that snow too. So what's happening with this system that's causing the rain and the snow up to the north, behind it, it is really cold. We've got this mass of cold air that is covering up a big part of the center part of the country here on your Thanksgiving Day. So notice in Kansas City, the high is 38, Chicago's high is 36, Minneapolis high temperature 26 degrees, and Dallas cools off to 53. Compare that to 72 in New Orleans. So it's this area of cold air that's going to start pushing into our region. We'll start feeling that during the day on Friday. Also, mainly dry weather conditions as you go out to the west. There will be some spotty areas of snow in some spots, especially up in areas of South Dakota. But much of the western area of the country is going to be relatively dry. You can see the temperatures in Los Angeles, 66, 60 in San Francisco, up in Seattle, 46 degrees. But again, in the nation's midsection, it's this cold air that's going to start pushing in, and we'll even start to see that rain getting out of here in the metro area and in much of the southeast later in the day here on Thursday. And then we're all setting up for that cold air in the nation's midsection coming into our area. So look what happens Friday morning. We will be dry here. That rain goes to the south of the New Orleans area. It pushes away. Still some snow on the back edge of that area of low pressure that's up around the Great Lakes and to the north and east is where we have that better chance for snow. But high temperatures here on Friday are going to be struggling to get up to 51 in Atlanta. We may only top off around 49 degrees in the afternoon here on Friday. Raleigh will be about 55, New York 44 degrees, but in New Orleans at 60. So that's coming down from 72 on Thursday to 60 in New Orleans on Friday. But then check this out. Chicago's high 26, Minneapolis 18, Kansas City 35, Dallas about 55. So this cold air continues to spill in, and over on the west coast, mainly dry there as well. A few clouds mixing into Los Angeles. San Francisco temperatures will be in the 60s. Now, let's progress into Saturday, because we're going to see that cold air sitting on not only us, but a big part of the country here and over to the east. New York's high on Saturday, only around 39 degrees. Our high in Atlanta, around 49. We just have that cold air that's sitting on top of us. Chicago, 27. Minneapolis, 19 degrees. And we'll see an area of a little bit of moisture here moving through parts of Missouri, also into southern Illinois and Indiana, parts of Kentucky, and even northern Tennessee, maybe seeing some of that snow throughout the day on Saturday. But here in the metro area, we are going to stay dry. And again, out to the west, more dry weather there. But look at this, Billings 23, but San Francisco 61, Los Angeles 72 degrees, as we'll see more high pressure building in over there too. Now, a lot of times what happens when we see these cold air masses coming in, it'll get cold for just maybe a day or two, and then it'll start moderating again. That is not going to be the case with this system, because look again, in the middle of the country, we still have this cold air that's spilling in. 31 for a high on Sunday in Kansas City, 18 for Minneapolis, and we're thinking on Sunday, our high is going to be 47. Now, we may see our first freezing temperature here on a Saturday morning at 32 degrees. Sunday morning, maybe 32, 33 degrees. And then as more of this cold air moves in here, it's going to get even colder as we head into your Monday as well as on Tuesday. So a lot of the country getting really cold here, beginning on Thanksgiving and then into Thanksgiving Day, the day after, the weekend after, and leading into the first part of next week as well. Here we go on Monday. High in Atlanta, only 44 degrees. 27 in Chicago, 22 in Minneapolis, 57 in New Orleans, 53 in Dallas. Look at New York City, a high of 39. Portland up in the areas of the north and east is where we're going to see, that's in Maine, 39 degrees for a high temperature. Still with some of the spotty snow showers around, mainly some lake effect snows up around the Great Lakes there with dry weather where it's so cold here in the middle of the country, and then still dry out to the west as well. So if you're going to be traveling, just know that those are the areas that we're going to be keeping a close eye on there, with the main impacts from air travel will be those areas that would see snow, wind, or some rain. But a lot of the country is going to be doing okay here as a lot of people coming home on Sunday and then into Monday here going back to work with a pretty quiet weather pattern that we'll see in our area. This is what we're watching with the snow potential for maybe some accumulations in some spots. This takes us through Sunday, where you see those areas out west that and those highest elevations mainly is where we're seeing those higher snowfall amounts. So a lot of the north and west seeing some of that snow, and the north through the Dakotas, and then as you get over toward the Great Lakes and up to the northeast, those are the areas that are going to see that higher chance for some of that snow to accumulate there, and a lot of that covering big areas there to the north and west, again for that system coming in from Thursday into, then followed by that cold air through Friday as well, kind of on the backside. But look at those areas, especially the lake effect snow that I'm telling you about. That's where we're seeing some of those snowfall amounts that are higher. We're talking 8 to 10 inches of snow in some spots up to the north of us. So we're not going to see any snow here in the metro area. We'll just be dealing with that rain there on Thursday. So here's a look at the Thanksgiving week outlook of what we're watching. 2 areas of rain moving through, one overnight, Monday into early on Tuesday. And then on Thanksgiving Day, we have the rain here in the metro area. We have to watch for a stray thunderstorm possible, even though we don't think it's going to turn severe. We're going to watch for some on and off showers into the afternoon. The models are not in total agreement on the timing of when that rain's going to taper off. Some models are being real aggressive with keeping the rain here just for the morning and then clearing out in the afternoon, whereas other models are keeping that rain here for the afternoon hours before it tapers off late. Then it'll be getting cold. And on Thanksgiving Day, we're expecting a high in the 60s, but on the Friday after, struggling to get to the lower 50s, and then potentially that first freeze on Saturday morning with our low getting down to around 32 degrees. We'll keep updating this forecast for you throughout the week and fine-tune, number one, the rain chances, and fine-tuning those temperatures that are going to be getting really cold, not only for Friday, not only for the weekend, but also into next week as well.